Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing very well. So Marvel has released the first official trailer for the upcoming The Marvels, which is due to come out on November the 10th. It was originally supposed to come out in July, but then it was pushed back due to reshoots, so now we're getting it in November. And I haven't seen much from this film up until now, so I'm really excited to get a chance to take a look at this trailer. I feel like we've been getting a lot of trailers recently because the summer movie months are coming up, and I feel like all of the trailer reactions that I did last week were kind of like a practice round for this very big trailer. Okay, so I'm really excited to take a look at this movie. It's hotly anticipated for numerous reasons, which we'll dive into in a second. But before we do that, as per usual, if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and make sure you turn on your notifications so that you can be told when I upload next, guys. All right then, without further ado, let me dive into my thoughts on this movie going in before we watch the trailer together. So first of all, when it comes to my thoughts on The Marvels, this is obviously the sequel to 2019's Captain Marvel, where we were first introduced to the titular character in her own solo movie. And you know, in terms of my thoughts of that movie, I think this was like the first Marvel movie that I ever reviewed on my channel, actually, and I was a bit underwhelmed by that film. I felt like it didn't really have a lot of personality. It didn't really feel distinct. It felt very generic. It wasn't offensively bad, but it wasn't remarkable or memorable in many ways for me. And I felt like it did benefit from, you know, the Infinity War and Endgame hype, and that's what led it to make $1 billion the first time around. In terms of Brie Larson's portrayal of the character, it was tough because, you know, through that script, she necessarily had to be quite personality-less, because she had to go through this like amnesia during the film where she didn't know who she was, and so it was tough to get a sense of who Carol Danvers was for the majority of the film, because she literally could not remember herself. So I feel like the script didn't do her any favors when it came to her, you know, portraying this character. And unfortunately, because of, you know, who Brie Larson is and the stances that she has made in the past, very pro-feminist, very liberal, and the fact that she's portraying a powerful female character, rubbed a lot of people in the fandom and, you know, beyond the wrong way, and led to her getting a lot of disgusting, horrible hate. And unfortunately, that's what has, you know, dominated the discussion surrounding the first Captain Marvel film and also the sequel, is this hatred that people have shown and this misogyny, which is really, really gross and horrible. You are not going to get that vibe from me here today, let me tell you that much. If you think you stumbled across a I hate Brie Larson video for some reason, you have come to the wrong channel, okay? Because even though Captain Marvel was not my favorite MCU film by any stretch of the imagination, I'm not about to like crap all over this character. I'm certainly not about to insult this actress, this Oscar-winning actress, that's for sure, okay? You're getting nothing but respect from me. But the big difference between the first Captain Marvel movie and, of course, the sequel is that it's not just about Brie Larson's Carol Danvers anymore. She's sharing this sequel with the other members of the Captain Marvel family, including Monica Rambeau, who we were introduced to. Well, formerly we were introduced to her in the first Captain Marvel movie as a kid, but then later on we were reintroduced to her in WandaVision, where she proved to be a really excellent character, and I'm so excited to see more from her. She got her powers in WandaVision as well, so I can't wait to see what she gets to do with those powers in this movie. And then, of course, you have Miss Marvel, who had her own TV show last year on Disney Plus. That was also met with some mixed reactions, mixed to negative, unfortunately. I wasn't a fan of the Miss Marvel series myself, but like I said, I'm going to pay these characters and these actresses nothing but respect today, because that's the person that I am. Okay, even if I'm not a fan of something, I'm not about to insult people, you know, call them out of their name. Like, that's just not something that I'm going to do. And I wish more of the fan fandom had that attitude, because it just reeks of misogyny and hatred and racism in some cases as well, and I'm sick and tired of it. But yeah, aside from the negativity, I do want to, you know, remain focused on the positivity and just, you know, bring out those positive vibes for these characters and for these ladies as a Marvel fan who's also a black woman, because I think we need it, you know, especially for this property. So without further ado, guys, it's time to dive into the trailer itself. I'm going to get my headphones and then we're going to watch. Okay, guys, so you already know the drill. I've done this several times by now. I've got the big headphones on. I've scooched over. Hopefully this is enough space for the trailer. Oh, it's about to begin. Let's watch. Captain Rambo. I love Monica. And there's Nick Fury.
Get you some readings, Fury. Hello? Hello?
Oh, what's happening? I love Monica. These trailers have been getting some excellent songs. Oh, it's Miss Marvel. It's Kamala.
Is this an Avengers test?
There's Captain Rambo.
Is this like Freaky Friday? Are they swapping over? Oh, I think it is. Oh, because that's the end credits that we got in Miss Marvel. There's Carol.
What the? Hi.
Oh,
For Kamala.
the Khan family.
Okay, so our powers are entangled. I can manipulate light
Literally
energy.
Freaky Friday.
You, I could totally show you. Not again.
Hi.
They're sharing the same body.
Wherever you were.
Oh no, they swapped. They swapped. The cat. The Wriggle Shriggle cat. Yeah, November 10th. This looks fun. Oh, look at the colors. It's more cats. Are they going to the cat planet?
We're a team.
They're sharing the powers. That's cute. They are a team. You know they're a team. Ooh, okay. All right, I'm going to take off my headphones and then we'll discuss. Okay, guys, so I just watched the first trailer for The Marvels and I have some thoughts as per usual. First of all, this looks fun. I really enjoyed that trailer. First of all, of course, the music was like, it was hip hopping. Like, what am I saying? It was good. The music was good. It was a vibe. But also in general, there was definitely a more distinct vibe in comparison to the first Captain Marvel movie, which I really appreciate. You know, here we have the black female director Nia DaCosta taking the helm this time around. And one of my critiques of the previous directors that handled the first Captain Marvel movie was that it didn't really have any personality. It didn't really have their sort of creative stamp, you know, on the film. It felt like it could have been made by pretty much anyone. And you can tell when a director has a vision, even if they're doing a comic book property. Take, for example, you know, a movie by James Gunn or Ryan Coogler. These are directors that are able to put in their vision and their artistic qualities to these movies. But in the case of the first directors for the Captain Marvel movie, there was no sense of that vision. There was no sense of that artistic quality whatsoever. And this time around, I do get a sense of some vision, which I appreciate. I definitely feel like it has this kind of fun, sort of Freaky Friday kind of girly vibe, which I am definitely here for. Now, here's the thing. I am aware that there's going to be a bunch of people, particularly in the comic book sort of fandom space, that will not be a fan of this kind of direction for a Marvel movie. But I think, you know, just as the majority of comic book movies in the past have veered towards having a very male-centric gaze, they've been all about toughness and strength and masculinity and all of that. But at the same time, they've had a bunch of of non-male audience members really enjoy these films as well, I think similarly we could also have an experience where we do have more of a female gaze or a feminine gaze movie to be enjoyed by everyone who's not female also. I think there's a possibility there. Obviously we're still living in a patriarchy, so that is going to be limited, unfortunately, but I think if people keep an open mind and just let go of these like horrible, negative, toxic traits, just have a good time, check out this movie. I really think that we could be seeing a wave of more films that have that sort of feminine gaze to them really succeeding on the big screen. You know, just last week we were getting all excited about Barbie, and I feel like this could be the MCU's answer to that, depending on the quality of the film, of course. So yeah, I really enjoyed this trailer. I really like the trio of Carol, Monica and Kamala. I think they're really endearing characters. Obviously we have that sort of we're not a team and, you know, we don't get along sort of aspect at the beginning of the film, but eventually they will inevitably become a team, and it's just all about the journey, even if we already know the destination. I think the idea of their powers kind of being interlinked and like they've kind of been, you know, Freaky Friday, like they're jumping in and out of each other's bodies and borrowing each other's powers. I think that will make for some really interesting power sort of combinations, and that should be visually striking, which is what we want still from a comic book movie. For me, what I'm looking for is just that kind of artistic flair that Nia DaCosta can bring to the table, just to make this feel more distinct from the landscape of superhero movies and in fact MCU movies that we have gotten so far, which is something that the first Captain Marvel movie failed to do despite making a ton of money. Another thing I'm looking for is great performances, of course, good CGI. The CG here did not really blow my mind in terms of the action sequences, but I did like the sort of scenery, like there were sets for different planets, and of course we see Monica, you know, up in the skies, up in space with Nick Fury at the beginning there, which is obviously CG, so that looked really pristine. But when they're using their powers and their hair is kind of flying around, hair is very difficult to do in CG, and it looked a little bit wah-wah, so we'll see if they manage to improve upon that. I feel like I have a very discerning eye when it comes to CG, because some people can't see what I see. Let me know, guys, like if you are just as sensitive to bad CG as I am, because I can see these things like when it doesn't look photorealistic, and it bothers me a bit more than perhaps the next person. But yeah, and another thing that I'm looking for is of course great action sequences, a great story. I mean, I just want the whole package. I just want the whole package. Okay, is that too much to ask for? I'm just looking for perfection, and the stakes are really high here, because even though I appreciate, you know, having this representation in this major franchise that I love, if you fail to do a good job, if you fail to provide us with an excellent quality film first and foremost, then that representation will be for naught, because all people will focus on is how bad things are, and they will blame it on things that have nothing to do with the quality of the film, like the representation angle, in order to fuel their own sort of right-wing agenda. And it's really unfortunate, but we've seen it happen time and time again, including with Ms. Marvel, and quite frankly I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it being a part of our fandom, but I'm hoping that this film manages to break that curse even just a little bit. So yeah, no pressure. No pressure to the Marvels, but they have until November to figure it out once and for all. But until then, guys, that's it from me. Now that I told you guys my thoughts on the Marvels first trailer, it's time for you guys to let me know what you thought of this trailer and the movie overall down in the comments below. Please be sure to subscribe to catch new videos coming up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.